Hey guys, it's your boy Adrian from Elite Educators, and today we have a student requested topic. So, our students, we just tell them, hey, you having any trouble with any topics at school? They tell us, we do a video. So, today we're going to talk a little bit about simplifying fractions, and this is also known as basically reducing fractions. So, I'll write that there. Hold on. Let's get red. Reducing fractions. So, in the topic of fractions itself, we have a. Okay, let's do a recap. So, whenever we have a fraction, like for instance 1 over 2, we first talk about the notation. How do we name this? Now, each part of a fraction has a specific name. So, the top is called the numerator, and the bottom is known as the denominator. The reason why we need to know this is especially for the essay exam. If, for instance, they tell us, hey, we have an equivalent fraction, we need to put the denominator, we need to know that the denominator is the base number. Denominator starts with D, and D is also for down, right, below. Oh, guys, it is 4 o'clock in the morning, but I promise I would get this video on the page and on YouTube as soon as possible. So I have to do this video for you guys. So, this is just basically some revision. We did this in class. You guys know this already. So, once we get the notation down, then we talk about different types of fractions. So, do you guys know the types of fractions? Yes, okay, we have the proper fraction, which is just like 1 over 2. We have improper fraction, which would be like 3 over 2, where the numerator is larger than the denominator. And then we have something called a mixed number, for instance, 1.5, where we have a whole of that fraction itself, as well as a fraction. And guys, just for revision, a fraction is basically any part of a whole. So let's say, for instance, we have a pizza. The pizza person we buy it from, they were like super lazy because they played Fortnite whole night. Actually, no, the game now is Among Us. So yes, I played 4 games before this. If they played Among Us whole night and they decided to cut this pizza into 4 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. And they bring this pizza to you guys. It's Pizza Hut delivery and it's stuffed crust pizza. And all of a sudden, your little brother or sister just comes up and is like, I want pizza! And just essentially like grabs 2 pieces of that pizza. Therefore, we have 4 equal slices and they just took 2 slices. So that would be 2 over 4 slices. This would be the fraction of the pizza that they took. Coincidentally, 2 slices also remain. So 2 over 4 would also be the amount of pizza that remained from that pizza. But guys, you already know this. We did this like over and over and over again in the classes. So my purpose here is to show you guys basically how to simplify fractions. Now, before we get into that, now that was just a little recap. What we have to talk about is basically equivalent fractions. Now, like I said before, if they took 2 out of 4 slices. Now, let me show you guys this with a diagram so you guys will see. So, in the first situation, right, so the first pizza, right, you divided that pizza. Whoa, okay, that just moved and that looks, that's like the most Puhara circle ever. That's like a bara. That's like what I'll get from my doubles people. Alright, so let's try that again. Okay, the first pizza is divided into 4 equal slices. Now, what would happen if we have a second pizza from Pizza Hut, and that pizza person, they were even more sleepy because they played Fortnite and PUBG whole night, and they have the same pizza, and they divide it into 2 equal slices. 1, 2. So you guys see, that's like 2 slices. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 slices. Now, we know that a fraction of the first one, right, the person, they took 2 slices out of 4. So let's just shade that in yellow. So you guys see that this is basically half of the pizza, right? However, in this other pizza that we have here, what if the brother or sister just came and took 1 slice, right? This would be 1 out of 2 slices. Now, you guys notice what is there in common with both of these pizzas? This is the same amount that is shaded. Guys, this is half of a pizza shaded and this is half of a pizza that is shaded. So, what we know here is that 2 over 4 is equal to 1 over 2. So that is basically known as an equivalent fraction. Even though the fractions have different numbers, the fractions mean the same exact thing. If, for instance, okay, let's just say, I'll use Rishi as the example in this one. Rishi has $10. His mom gives him $10. And his little brother, who usually comes, pops into the class on Zoom, and his little brother's like, Rishi, I want to buy a Coke. And the Cokes, they have it for $5, right? So Rishi would give him $5 out of $10. Remember, the denominator is always the total amount, right? 5 out of 10. So 5 out of 10 is half, because Rishi has another 5. So if we look at it, we have 5 over 10 is equal to 2 over 4 is equal to 1 over 2. Guys, this is equivalent fractions, and this is actually the key. This is the key to, wait, I hope this is recording. Okay, good, it is recording. Whew. All right, this is the key to understanding how to reduce fractions, because once we know that we have something known as equivalent fractions, then every single thing will be super easy. So let's try to write all the equivalent fractions from all of the easy ones. So if we have 1 over 2, right? And what we do is we multiply the top digit by the same number as the bottom digit. Check this out, right? So we say a half multiplied by 2, but what we do is 1 over 2. Whoa, that just shifted. How did that happen? Okay. Oh, it's because my palm is on it. My bad. Okay, hold on. 1 over 2. So we put 1 multiplied by 2, and we have 2 multiplied by 2, and that will give us 2 over 4. So we just basically multiplied it by 2. So let's just go again. 1 over 2 multiplied by 3, right? Then we'll get 3 over 6. So you guys see a half, just now, a half is equivalent to 2 over 4 is equivalent to 3 over 6, right? So enough about the topic of equivalent fractions. Let us get into the student suggested topic, which again is straight up reducing fractions, or it is also known as I had in the topic, simplifying fractions or making them simple. Now, where could I start? Now, there is one method that is predominantly taught, and this is probably, I don't know why they overcomplicate it, but I will show you guys it anyhow. This is not the method that I recommend. This is not the method that we teach, but I shall show it so that everyone will be happy. So let's say we have a fraction like 6 over 20. The method that I would use is essentially we just have to find something called the greatest common factor, which is the largest number that could go into both 6 and 20. Or you could even use more or less a method by just reducing it by the smallest amounts. Okay, let's say 6 and 20. What is a number that could go into both 6 and 20? So we start with, well, 1, but if we divide 6 by 1 and 20 by 1, we'll just get 6 over 20 again, which will be an infinite loop, just like what Doctor Strange did in Avengers. It was like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. So let's try 2. So could 6 divide by 2? Yes. Could 20 divide by 2? Yes. So 6 divided by 2 will give us 3. 20 divided by 2 will give us 10. And that's the answer. We just reduced 6 over 20 to 3 over 10. And that is the method that I use, that I teach the kids to use. However, the other method that they teach that could sometimes get students a bit confused is basically the factorization method, where we have the same 6 over 20. What we have to do is we have to find the factors of 6 and all of the factors of 20. So essentially what we'll have, 6 is equivalent to 2 multiplied by 3, and 20 is equivalent to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5. This is basically if we would break down this into factors, we will get 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5. And once we have that, we just cross them out. So we cross off 2, cross off 2, and that would leave us with 3 over 2 multiplied by 5, which will be 10, 3 over 10. Again, it is a good method if you want to check over your work, but no. All right, so let's just give a definition for this because you guys know I love definitions, right? So a definition for reduction or simplifying fractions, something would be simple, like it would be rewriting. And you guys know I have the handwriting of a 2-year-old child, right? That's why I type up all of our notes. And Miss Aruna does the same thing as well. No, well, her handwriting is way better than mine. It's like mine's horrible. Rewriting. So it is basically rewriting a fraction using the smallest top and bottom numbers. Remember, it'll be numerator and denominator that we can without, notice I do this in bold because this is important, without changing the value of the fraction. Right? So we're rewriting using the smallest top and bottom numbers that we could use without changing the value of the fraction. So like I said, if we have something like the pizza example, right? If we have a pizza with 4 slices and we eat 2 out of 4 slices, again, with the method that I use, we just find, okay, we say we always use a method. So the method in my case, in this method, would be saying, okay, divided by 1, but obviously you'll just get 2 over 4. Then try the next larger number, which will be 2. And yes, 2 could be divided by 2 and 4 could be divided by 2. That is also very important because we have to have numbers that both of them could be divided by. So 2 divided by 2 is uno. That's 1. And 4 divided by 2 is dos. 1 over 2, boom. Equivalent fraction. Simplified fraction. I mean, come on. What do you want more than this? This is super easy. Let's try something a little bit more difficult. And you guys will see how easy this is. Let's just say they give us 50 over 100. First of all, when I see this, more advanced students would use this technique. Trying to do this video for both the babies in standard 3 and the bigger students. Now, standard 5 students, you guys know to just cross all these zeros. You have 5 over 10, and you say 5 divided. So we see, could it be divided by 1? Yes. Could it be divided by 2? 10 could be divided, but 5 can't. So we can't use 2. 3, no. 4, no. 5, yes. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. 10 divided by 5 equals 2. This is equivalent to a half. Now, don't sweat. If we have 50 divided by 100 and we don't cross out those zeros, we could still divide it by 2, and that would make it 50 divided by 2 will be 25, and 100, divided by 2 is 50. And then we could continue dividing. We know from our 5 times table, 1 5 is 5, 2 5s are 10, 3 5s are 15, 4 5s are 20, 5 5s are 25. And that's, come on, every student loves 5 times 5 because it kind of rhymes and it is easy. When the teacher calls you up and it's like, hey, you guys have e-learning. Teacher's not going to call you up and tell you to like recite tables anymore. See, always count your blessings. So 25 divided by 5 is 5, and 50 divided by 5 is 10. And we get 5 over 10. 5 divided by 5 is 1 over 2. Again, guys, this could work for every single thing. Let's try something like 30 over... Let's make this one a little bit more challenging, if we can. 30 divided by 80. Okay, that is not challenging. You just cross the zeros and you get 3 over 8. Like the topic was actually recommended to us by one of our brightest students. I'm sure she knows how to do this, but hey, why not? Let's do a video so other students could benefit as well. Let's try 11 over 44. Well, from 11 times tables, you guys all know 11 divided by 11 is 1. 44 divided by 11, my bad, is equal to 4. 1 over 4. And remember, I already did this, but let me just redraw it for you guys. It all, in terms of diagrammatic form, in terms of a diagram, it all just means this. We have a pizza with 4 slices. We have a pizza with 2 slices, right? we have 1, 2, 3, 4 slices, we have 1, 2 slices. It just means that that fraction means the same thing in the real world, right? So in this case, if you eat 2 slices, it will cover like this half of the pizza. In this case, if you eat 1 slice, 1 over 2, and if you eat 2 over 4, the numbers are different, but in terms of that pizza, it is the same amount of pizza you will be eating. So, guys, stay tuned. If you guys have any more topics that you guys don't understand, remember, hit me up on WhatsApp, Edmodo, YouTube, Facebook page, and even in class. Come on, we literally give you guys all of the resources available. So you guys have virtual classrooms in Edmodo. You guys have YouTube. So remember, if you guys interested in coming to our classes are fun. We give prizes. Our classes are less than 15 students per student. We give away like over 200 in prizes per class. Like literally from our pockets, because it makes these students want to learn. And like everything that we had that made the physical classes successful, we have it in virtual classes. And that is why we have the highest Digicel internet package. We have tons of tablets, computers, everything that we use to make sure that the students learn. And we basically are like YouTubers. Anyhow, guys, I want you guys to be safe, don't get coronavirus, and peace out.